Okay, welcome to the second video. So on this video we are going to learn on how to create the main sales page, and our mission is to duplicate this particular page. And before I proceed, let me quickly give you this guideline. I want you to know one thing is, when you are thinking of creating a sales page, you need to do what? Always think outside the box. So do not think maybe because I'm using this stage, I'm using this as a case study, it means all the sales page you will be creating will look exactly like this. No, you need to think outside the box in a way of you designing your own sales page that will be totally different from this. So but what you just need is a background knowledge on how this page works. If you know how it works and you know how to design, definitely you will know how to redesign your own that will look totally different and unique. So because of time, let me move on. Now we are on this surface, and here is the element and here is the background. So this white stuff you're seeing is the background. So we always make use of a white background. And how can we design? Now our first thing we need to achieve here is this. This is the headline, which is the said promo sales over 1,000 plus this and this. So I'm going to copy this. Now take a notepad from the laptop. Take a notepad. This is a notepad. Just write notepad. Open the notepad and paste. So when you paste, you're going to see this. Now come to the Elementor here and click on this plus. Now I want you to see this. What this means is this is a column. First column, second column, third column, fourth column. So but as time goes on, you will be familiar with the column and you will know how all these columns are working. So we need to click here. I'll click like this. Now when you click here, you will see something like this. You just click inside and click advance, and you will now click on the padding. So when you click on the padding, it will change it from that length to this length. Now come back and click here. You can see I'm too fast. This is the reason why I tell you not to follow the video and be doing it. So you just put all your focus on the video first. So click on the padding and you will click here. It will take you back to the basics element. So now what we need to do here to insert here is the heading. So this heading, just click on the mouse and drag to this place. Boom. So when you drag to this place, now next is you go back to your notepad and copy the text. Copy the text, come here and paste. So now that you have pasted this, the next thing to do here is this. Change this H2 to H6, because the reason is at this place we have two things here. The first thing is the background. All the stuff you're seeing here is background, and this is the main letter. So if you come to this Elementor page, you will see that we have background here. You can check my mouse. You can see the mouse that is rolling is background, while this is the main letter. And also this place has a background, and our mission is to have a sales page that will be more responsive on mobile, because most of the people we want to target are always on mobile, and we must try to have a good mobile view for them. So we have two things here. The first one is background, while the second one is the main letter. So on this main letter, what you need to do is you need to change this to H6, and here you need to put it on the center. So we call it center. So when you put it on the center, click on the center, you can see that it's changed from here to this place. So now that we've changed it to center, you will come to the style. Forget about the size for now, and if you want to change the size, we always want to put the size on default. But if you don't want to put it on default, you can click on small. You can see when we are clicking on small, you just put focus on this. I'm going to put it on medium. You can see medium. I'm going to also put it on large. We also put it on extra large, and I will put it on extra large, so you can see. So my mission here is to put it on small, or better still, put it on the default. So let it be on the default center. Now come to the style. Please, this place is important, because if you didn't get this place, it will be more harder for you to get the remaining. So now the text, when we check here, we go back here, the text here says is white background. And how are we going to achieve this? Let's go on. Okay, now the text here you can see is something of like blue color. Now the text color, it means we want to change the text color from this color to white, but because we have the background color as white, so for now we will adapt it with black color. Black. Now after the black, the typographic, we are going to put the typographic as what? Area. The typographic will be on area. Okay, the typography will be on the area. Now the size, you can see the size. Let's see the mission here. The size, ship only today. Okay, the size, ship in Lagos, shipped in Lagos. Okay, the size. Now the weight, we are going to make the weight as 600. It depends, you can see how bold it is. So you can make the size 500, you can see that it's too thin, so we're going to make it 600. Transform, the transform is, did you want all the write-up to be uppercase? It means, did you want all the write-up to be capital letter? So, or did you want it to be lowercase? You can see. Did you want it to be capitalized, as you can see, or did you want it to be normal? So because we do a copy and paste, let's make it a normal. But it depends on what you need to do. So now the styles always leave it at default. The decoration, always put this as a underline or this, but because it doesn't need underline, we will just put it at decoration. Now the length, which is the length, is from here to here, and the letter space, you can see the letter space. I want the letter space to come up together. You can see the letter space. The letter space is what? Okay, I think I'm okay and satisfied with the letter space. Let's leave the letter space like this. Let's leave the letter space like this, and that's that. And now the text shadow, which is the shadow we want to put. You can see I'm going to put the shadow as white, because the reason why I'm putting it as white is because of I'm putting a background on this. So if it's that I'm not putting a background, I will put another color, but because I'm putting a dark background, that is why I'm going to make it white. Why this blend mode? Leave this blend mode as normal. Now come to the advanced. The advanced, this one, the margin is between the top and the down. That is the margin. Why this padding is also bringing this down, why the layer will still be on the top. So that is the difference. But when time comes with this, I'm going to show you on how to use this. So the motion is, did you want this thing to scroll with you? Do you want it to like vertical scroll, horizontal, transparent? No, on this we don't want. The mouse effect is when I put my mouse here, what kind of effect do you want me to see? As far as we don't target people on desktop, we only put our focus on mobile. So you don't need this, because we only need a mobile user, not a desktop user. So the stinking is it they don't want it to be stinking at the top. The meaning is when you're scrolling on a page, at times you will just see that a particular text is following you from up till down. So but because this thing is at the top, you can't choose top, because we can't go more top than this. Only if this is at the bottom, which is the down, that was when you can put it as top. And likewise, like now, the only way you can do it is to put it as bottom, which is when you are going down, it will follow you. But on this case scenario, which is we need this, we don't want to put this stinking. So when the time of stinking note comes, I would definitely tell you that this is the time for you to do it. So animation, did you want it to, like, if you enter a site, you want something like pop-up to just come up? That is the meaning of the animation, as you can see. But at times, if you have too much animation on website, it will piss off your visitors, which is they will just look like it looks like a childish site. So some people don't really like something like pop-up. Everything is always pop-up. No. Gone are the days which is you always look for a pop-up. So at this stage, which is this, I don't think you need anything that attests to this. So you don't need to put the animation. So now just put the animation as none. And when you put the animation, that was when you think of putting the duration. Now background. We have two types of background on Elementor. We have the first background, which is this, and we have the second background. But according to this tutorial, we need to use the first background, which is this, because there is a difference between the first background and the second background. Let me show you. On this one, if I decide to put a background here, just see what will happen. It will change to, let me say, a red background. You can see. Now you will see a space here which is still white. It means if I target people on mobile, instead of this site to be more plain, like they should see it like a full background, they will see it as a half background. And the mission here is to have them to see it as a full background. As you can see now, you can see my mobile view, you can see this side, you can see that you're still seeing white here, and you're also seeing white at the edge. Why, when we check here, you can see that it's full. Let me turn this also to a mobile view for you to see, so that you will be able to see the difference. Okay, this is the mobile view. You can see the mobile view that the background is full, why this one background is not full and is still having stuff. So it means this is not the kind of background we are looking for. So in this case, what we will do here is we will click here and don't erase. You see, when we erase, you will still see it. So what you need to do is you just click on clear. Boom. So you can see when you click on clear, it clears it. So now that it clears it, the next thing to do here is you move out from this background, and likewise you don't need to put border. The meaning of the border is either you put the edge, as you see the border, but there are things you will put border on, while there are things you need to stop. So that's why you need to apply your brain, and that is why you must think outside the box. Anytime you're trying to do something, always seeing it as a, what if I'm the one that visited this website, am I going to love this design? So when you have that stuff and you always think like that, then you will know that at this stage we don't need anything like border on this. So positioning, we don't need to have a positioning at this stage. When the time to position comes, I will tell you. And the responsive, leave it like this. It means we are done with this. You can take it back to the desktop view so that you'll be able to see it. Okay, now the next thing is the next thing to do is for us to focus on the second background, the first background. And how can you focus on the first background is bring your mouse here, click on the middle, boom. When you click on the middle, if you didn't see anything, you didn't see any action, don't worry, you just come here. When you click on this, something like this will come out. Did you see my mouse? Something like this will come out. You just click on this dot. It's called edit session. So click on the edit session. it will take you to this place. Now you can see box, leave it, column gap, leave it, the height, leave it, the vertical overflow HTML tag, leave it, with this structure, leave it. Now style, come to the style. The style we need here is we need a dark style, a dark background. Now before we think of putting this to the dark background, the first thing you need to do is click on the middle here. When you click on the middle here, come to the style and click on text, which is white. You can see it's disappeared. So when you click on white, you're not going to see anything. Now come here, click, and you will click here again. You see that it's still showing the white. That is why you need to do the edit session. So click on the edit session as many times as possible. Now it will change to this. So when it changes to this, click on the background type, boom, click on this, boom, and from there changes to dark color. Now we can see, you can see the difference. Now when we click, which is we put the dark color, you can see that it brings up the hidden objects. Now we can see the write-up. You can see the write-up, and when we check this write-up and the website we want to copy from, you can see that they are of the same thing. So it means that we are progressing. So you can see. Now if you notice something here, you will notice that the letter here is not much bold. It's slim, not like this. The reason why this is bold is because of the front you choose. It's because of the front. So it depends on the front you choose. At this place, this is not the area front, because we make use of area front on the back end. So this place is like a Monicera, something like that. That is the front they use. So how can we achieve the same front? Because our mission is to get the same page like this. And how are we going to implement the front? You can just come here, come back, click here, come back, just click. Now come to the typographic, click on the typographic where we said area. Now you write MIIT, as you can see, MONTSER, which is a Moterat. So click on it, boom, you can see. Now change this 600 to 500. So you can see how we achieve the goal. So when you check here, you see that it's the same. So the next thing for you to do is click on the update. Click on the update, boom. Now click here to check the mobile view. Wow, you can see that the mobile view is much. So we need to put this thing to amend it by modifying it, and you need to click here and come here. You can see small, and then boom, because why? Our mission is to check. Now let me click here and see the mobile view of this. Let me click. You will just click, you will right click and come to the insert element. You click on the insert element. Okay, this is it. You can see the measure. We have 2 stages, 1, 2 paragraphs. So, and this has 1, 2, 3. So how are we going to achieve this? So let me put it in 10. Good, we achieved it. 11, 10. Good. So you can see that now we have the same thing as this. You can see that we have the same thing as this. So I believe if you don't understand this, I will advise you to watch this video as many times as possible. And that is the reason why I first gave you the warning that please, I will want you to focus on this video before thinking of you designing your own page. It's just because of, if you don't take your time to watch this, you will lose, and you won't even know how I come about the background and everything. So let's move on. Now the next stage here is we want to get this. Now when you look at something like this, when we try to highlight, you will see that it highlights and it said copy. The copy here, come to your notepad, come to the notepad and paste. You see we can't paste anything, so you need to know the shortcut. The shortcut of paste is Ctrl V, that is paste. So Ctrl V, when we paste it, we didn't see anything. It means that this stage is image. Anytime you try to copy something and you go to your notepad and paste without seeing it, it means it's an object, which is not a something of words. So, and how are you going to get, if this thing is a memory or an image? You just come, roll over your mouse to this place and right click. So when you right click, if you see anything like save image or you see anything like image, it means that the object is image. So what you just need to do now is you will now click on save image as. Now that you've seen that is the image, remember the page we are giving to you is not our own personal page, and we don't want to copy another person's things to our own page. And how are you going to achieve something like this? Good. Now the next stage is for us to put image. What you need to do now is click on the plus section and click on this first one. Boom. Now that you've clicked, you see it's too wide. Come to the advanced and click on the padding. When you click on the padding, now come to this and click on the image. We've seen that the place is image. Click and paste. Boom. Now you will see the image. You can see how wide the image is. You don't worry with that. So now the image, how are we going to achieve something like this? For us to achieve an image like this, there is a website called Text. You just click on the new tab. And how can you click on a new tab? By going on a new tab automatically without you clicking on it. That was when you're going to click on Ctrl T. Ctrl T will give you a new tab. So on that new tab, click on write Text. Text, click on enter. It will refer you to a Google. The first one that you see is the read and write URL we're looking for. So click on the text. So when you click on the text, it will take you to the text. Now this is the time for you to take your time, calm, and check for the best front. Check for the best front. So as for me, I love to go with two fronts. The first front is this and the second front is this. And likewise, please don't think maybe because I moved to the first front or the second front, that is why you yourself, you must click on my own personal fronts. No, you take your time to check the best front here in order for you to click on it. So now let me check, because this is a case study, I'm going to choose this front, which is fun. So I'll check this front, which is fun. And now the name of, let's go back to the page we want to copy from. The name of this page is called Smartier Mail. The Smartier Mail, he got the Smartier Mail from his own domain. As you can see the domain, it says smartiermail.com. Okay, and how are we going to achieve our own? So this is where you're going to put a record to your boss. Okay, I want to give out a logo to the page and I don't know the kind of name to use. So in case if I am less busy, I would just say, okay, use this. As you can see here, the name of the website is called Product Deals, allproductdeals.us, but here I make use of African All Deals. So at times your boss might think of using something else while you want to use something. So always ask that, okay, at this front end, what did you want me to use? So from here, I'm going to make use of African Alt Deals. So when you say African Alt Deals, leave it, it will automatically give you the front, so you can see. So from this end, you can click here. When you click here and you now come and choose, you can choose any front you want. You can change the front from the first front to another front till you are okay with the front. So Africa Audio, I can click here again and look for another front. Like I'm not satisfied with that front, I'm not satisfied with the front, so I'll just come here, click. Okay, you can see. And at the same time, let me assume I'm not satisfied with the front. I will just choose here, choose anything. I choose brush, I'll click here until I see the one that I'm okay with. Wow, you can see this is the best one. I love this. I just love this, really. I love this. So next thing to do is click on the create logo. Click on the create logo. When you click on the create logo, it will take you to a page where you will see download, edit, get HTML and email. So now click on download. So when you click on download, boom, you can see now. Let's check where the file is. The file is under my own download. The way I set up my own file might be totally different from the way it is in your own ends. So this is it. Come back and come to the page. We are going to the page, as you can see the right up here. So you just come back to the page and click on this place. Click here. When you click there, now you need to do what? Click on select files. Click on select files, and let's look for the front. Let's look for the front. Click here and click on open. So click on open. It will load. Take your time and click on insert menu. Wow, let's see the end result. Wow, you can see at the end we achieved this. So now you will see that this and this is different. Why this and this is the same? So please take notes. So you can see here African Hot Deal. Now click on updates. Click on updates. Boom. Now that you click on updates, and that is all. Now the next stage we will move on is how can we click, which is how can we create a page that looks like this. Anytime you are online, which is you're using your desktop, and you see something of two stand side by side, like you see one here and you see one, it means it is called a column. Anytime you see an object that stands side by side, it means it's a column. So, and how can we create a column on this? So you're going to meet me on the third video where I'll be teaching you on how to create a column. And I want you to know something. The reason why I take my time, you will see that I overtalk on this video. The reason why I take my time is I want you to get the first stage. Without you getting the first stage, it will be very hard for you to get the last stage. So that is why you need to take all your time to watch this first stage very well. Watch it at times as many times as possible. You can watch it twice, you can watch it many times as possible till you are perfect on it. So do not see it as this video is too much and stuff, because I had to take my time to teach you because of you are still new to the system. That is why I take my time to talk and talk and talk and talk. So please take your time to watch this and meet me on the third video. Thank you.